Hey guys, welcome back. All right, if you watched part one, God bless you, because that was long. And this one will probably be just as long because I talk way too much. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so my husband's first cancer diagnosis was coming up on 2 years. 2 years ago, like tomorrow or something. Yeah. Anyway, when he was diagnosed with prostate cancer, which by the time we found it had metastasized to the bones. Okay, so initially we were given not great prognosis. It was very much like, hey, we can try this treatment. If it works for you, great. But if it doesn't, I don't know what to tell you. So, winner, chicken dinner. It did work beautifully. And last we checked, he goes every 3 months to have labs drawn and whatnot. He's going back in 3 days for his 3 monthly check. And last we looked, the labs were like better than mine are. So praise God for that, because that's been nothing short of miraculous. But here's where we ended up now with our second cancer diagnosis. So back we were again to the urinary stuff again, but his prostate numbers were normal. So we're like, this is kind of strange. What's going on? He kept having UTIs over and over and over again, and with each infection, he would get to the point of being almost septic really, really fast. So his oncologist said, from now on, if you start feeling like you're getting a UTI, like, don't walk, run, and get a test done, and we'll get you on strong antibiotics and kick it in the tail before it gets bad. And by the way, he fired the other PCP that dropped the ball, and he has a new one who we like very much. And we said to the oncologist, look, the bladder is real close to the prostate. He keeps having all of these UTIs. What are the chances that it has now metastasized to the bladder? In which she said, that rarely, if never, happens, so we're not going to worry about that. That should have been my first clue, that maybe we should worry about that. But she felt confident. She's an oncologist. I am definitely not. So we just kind of let her roll. And I would say for probably easily the last 6 months have been UTI after UTI is constant dance that we're doing here. Finally, his urologist is like, we're going to take a look up in there and see what's going on. And he did a cystoscopy, and that was like a few months ago. And it was clean. It was clear. There was nothing amiss. A thickened bladder wall, which had been there since 2 years prior, but everyone was just saying, a thickened bladder wall is probably nothing. It's probably fine. It's probably just from the prostate cancer making that muscle work harder. I mean, it made sense to me at the time. But anyway, so kept going, still more UTIs. What is going on? Why is this happening? So about 3 months after the last cystoscopy, where they take the camera up your penis and take a look up in your bladder, or your urethra on a woman too. I mean, we both have urethras. I'm not trying to be sexist here. I'm trying to be all-inclusive. Anyway, so, but this time on this cystoscopy, just 3 months after the last one, there's a tumor. Like a decent sized tumor, for a 4 centimeter tumor, which is, a pretty decent growth in 3 months. So that's when the ball all just started rolling along with this one. So he saw that. He said, ooh, that's a bad day. That's probably why you're having all these UTIs. So we're going to go in and do something called a TURBT, which is a transurethral resection of the bladder tumor, where we're just going to take that out. And it'll be fine. By the way, all of the urologists at our local hospital being an hour away, they left. I shouldn't say they, it was one. He left. He had things to do. So now we had to go 2 hours to the closest urologist, who is a fabulous guy. I can't complain, but I'm just saying, 2 hours is a long time. But I digress. So he goes, he has this tumor removed, and it should be glory days. But it's not, because they couldn't get all the tumor because it's in a funky place, yada, yada, yada. Fast forward, we get pathology. We find out the histology of what my husband has is like 0.2% of the cases of the bladder cancer. And it's big and it's mean and it's ugly and it's aggressive. And it's quite resistant to chemo. And it's a bad day. Okay, so that's where we are today. Frustrating. But wait, there's more, because you know it's got to get better, right? So he does all this, and he has a CT done after the fact, because I said, can we please check to see if it's spread anywhere else? You know, the doctor didn't suggest that. And I'm not being like a smarty pants here. I'm just saying that's something I would have thought would have been helpful. So they did it, and it was clear. They did a CT. And I'm like, what about like a PET scan? Because I'm pretty sure PET scans pick up on lymph issue, you know, lymph nodes. And they usually view that better. Could we do that? And the CT that they just did was just a little bit of the pelvic area. Can we get like a full head to toe thing? Because something still isn't smelling right here. Something's still smelling off to me. Because I'm watching my husband do a rapid decline the last 4 weeks. Something's very off. So fine and dandy, we get the PET scan scheduled. He gets in, he gets the PET scan done. I'm thinking, bingo, bango, this is going to be great. We usually get results like the next day. Here it's the next day. I'm not hearing anything. I give the oncology unit a little jingle jangle and are like, what's going on here? What's the dealio, boss? Well, the dealio is that now, typically, they're doing things a little different. It takes 7 to 10 days before those scans are even read by a radiologist. 7 to 10 days! Okay, this man just saw his urologist 2 weeks ago and was told that this cancer is going to kick his butt if it's not aggressively tackled like yesterday. So now I have to wait. We waited 2 weeks for the scan. Now I have to wait an additional week and a half before they even get looked at by a radiologist and then sent to oncology. Somebody help me make it make sense. So I'm told this, and I tell the nurse in oncology, dude, he's still urinating, trigger warning, this is gross. He's urinating hamburger at this point, okay? Chunks of, I don't know what, floating in root beer. Okay, I warned y'all it was going to be gross, and I'm a nurse and a farmer, so nothing grosses me out. But this, and the very small amount that he can do without being completely incapacitated and having to lay down and sleep then the rest of the day. That's extremely concerning to me. Let's make it worse by the fact his daughter's getting married next Friday. He doesn't want to miss it. So guess who's refusing to go to the ER or the doctor any sooner? Because in his mind, he knows they'd probably hospitalize him, and he will not miss that for anything. I'm just angry. Why does it take so long to get something scheduled? Why does it take so long for something to be read? Why is all of this having to take so damn long? Somebody help me make this make sense, because none of this makes any sense to me. I'm frustrated. I'm angry. Tonight is the first time he said to me, Sarah, when I go, what are your plans with the farm? What are you going to do when I'm gone? Me being me said, if you go before me, because you got to hide it with the humor and the sarcasm, because that makes it all better. It's like bacon. But that's the first time he's ever said anything like that to me. We have to do better. We have to do better. As healthcare providers, as people in a position that we're supposed to be helping people, we have to do better. This is ridiculous. There's no excuse for it. I understand there's a shortage. There's a shortage of everything everywhere. There's a shortage of humanity, frankly, I think. And I know that this is just life, and this is the way it is, and it just cuts deeper because it's personal. But god dang it, man. Something's not fair here.